Hello, Luxorium family. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here today because we're about to take a stunning journey inside a Gucci vintage-inspired home filled with bold, luxurious details you won't want to miss. From rich jewel tones to opulent textures and timeless glamour, every room is a masterpiece, waiting to inspire your own space. So grab a cozy seat and make sure you watch all the way through. I promise you'll leave feeling inspired by true vintage luxury infused with Gucci's iconic style. Let's dive in together. Step inside this gorgeous Gucci vintage-inspired living room where deep emerald greens meet rich mahogany wood and shimmering gold details. It's like being wrapped in a lush velvet hug with botanical wallpaper and Persian rugs adding texture and personality. The warm glow from Baroque chandeliers makes everything feel cozy yet elegant, perfect for creating a timeless sanctuary. You can almost feel the luxurious fabric and admire the blend of mid-century modern and classic Italian charm. This is vintage style done right, inviting you to relax and stay a while. Imagine dining surrounded by warm caramel tones and dramatic red velvet curtains embroidered with Gucci monograms. The table's delicate leather inlays and plush silk damask chairs elevate every meal into an experience. Antique glassware sparkles amid brass candelabras, while the floral oil paintings and grass cloth wallpaper bring nature's beauty indoors. It's an intimate, grand space layered with textures that invite you to savor every detail, perfect for those who appreciate vintage flair mixed with opulence and charm. This bedroom feels like royalty with a burgundy velvet tufted headboard and a bold leopard rug anchoring the space. Navy silk wallpaper with gold leaf horsebit patterns adds richness, while burnt orange velvet drapes soften the look. Antique lamps with Murano glass bases cast a cozy glow. With lacquered vintage furniture and lush silks, this room perfectly balances bold colors with warmth, creating a vintage retreat that's inviting and stylish, ideal for those who love classic Gucci glamour with a modern touch. The study invites quiet moments surrounded by deep emerald silk drapes and walnut bookshelves filled with vintage leather-bound treasures. A massive mahogany desk with a jade green leather top feels both sophisticated and functional. Bold botanical tapestries and Persian rugs with gold thread complete the look. Golden porcelain pieces add subtle luxury, making this vibrant, refined space perfect for dreaming or focusing, where classic style meets a spirited color palette you'll love coming home to every day. Step into a bathroom that's a luxurious botanical escape, slick with black and white marble and floral mosaic tiles in soft violet and sage greens. The vintage clawfoot tub dressed with wine-colored velvet towels invites you to soak away your worries. It's illuminated by a crystal chandelier that plays with shadows warmly and elegantly. This bold, nature-inspired room combines powerful contrasts with lush textures, making everyday rituals feel highly indulgent and beautifully vintage. The library's jewel-toned sapphire and ruby hues instantly draw you in, surrounded by walnut shelves and brass fittings gleaming softly. Plush velvet chairs and an opulent Persian rug embroidered with botanical motifs create a rich, cozy vibe. Tapestries and stained glass windows shower the room with Gucci's iconic intertwined G pattern in delicate gold, while antique sconces lend warm ambient light. It's a quiet, sumptuous retreat perfect for getting lost in a good book or soaking in timeless luxury. Imagine entering a Gucci-inspired foyer with glossy black marble floors inlaid with gold geometrics, matched by oversized floral wallpaper in vibrant reds and golds. A gilt wood console table adorned with vintage crystal vases creates a stunning focal point beneath a shimmering brass chandelier. Reflective gilded mirrors amplify the rich emerald, scarlet, and gold palette, while layered Persian rugs invite you inward. This grand entrance feels lavish and dramatic, setting the tone for the vintage luxury that flows throughout the home. A vintage kitchen painted in forest green lacquer with leather Gucci pulls and antique brass hardware feels both timeless and chic. Marble counters veined in emerald and ruby highlight the space, paired with floral-patterned ceramic tiles that nod to Gucci's iconic designs. The farmhouse sink adds rustic charm alongside velvet-covered brass light fixtures in jewel tones. Leopard print upholstered dining chairs add bold personality. This kitchen balances everyday practicality with a luxurious vintage flair that welcomes you to cook and gather in style. The music room's polished walnut walls, gold leaf details, and plush velvet seating in emerald and saffron create an atmosphere of refined vintage glamour. An oversized Persian rug embroidered with Gucci's flora and fauna motifs grounds the space. Baroque gilt mirrors and vintage turntables add vintage sophistication, while thick magenta curtains soften the space with warmth. Decorative antique gramophones and silk-tufted ottomans complete the look, making it a vibrant yet intimate spot where Gucci's signature luxury comes alive. Step into a lush Gucci conservatory, where gilded wrought iron furniture draped in jewel-toned velvet cushions sits surrounded by tropical plants and intricate floral latticework. Stained glass panels featuring the iconic Gigi pattern add sparkling color overhead. A Persian rug woven with gold and green botanical threads anchors the room, while vintage brass sconces glow softly. Glass terrariums filled with moss and orchids deepen the nature-inspired wonder, turning this vintage-inspired space into a serene, luxurious sanctuary that feels like a hidden garden retreat. This powder room dazzles with rich red velvet walls and dramatic black and gold Italian marble. A grand gold-framed mirror reflects lush botanical wallpaper dotted with Gucci's signature B symbol. Vintage brass fixtures and hand-painted ceramic sink create a charming, opulent atmosphere. Crystal-embellished Baroque chandeliers cast soft flickers that dance over textured walls covered with exotic florals. Every detail feels intentional and luxurious. This is a boldly elegant powder room that complements Gucci's fusion of vintage glamour and natural beauty perfectly. The hallway's dark mahogany wainscoting contrasts beautifully with classic Gucci striped silk fabric in vibrant reds and greens on the walls. Mosaic floor tiles celebrate Gucci's botanical and equestrian emblems with shining brass sconces casting warm light. Rich velvet runners and ornate paintings wrapped in dark wood frames emphasize vintage elegance. Gold vases filled with seasonal blooms punctuate the space, while large gilt mirrors deepen its grandeur. This hallway feels like a rich, textural journey that perfectly balances opulence with Gucci's bold, timeless heritage. The guest room's emerald velvet canopy bed makes a regal statement against bright Baroque floral wallpaper in red and gold. Leopard print accent chairs add striking contrast, while vintage brass bedside tables hold lamps with delicate fringe. A hand-woven vintage rug in brilliant hues shines beneath the layered silk drapes that pool luxuriously. Every corner exhibits carefully curated vintage touches and the unmistakable glow of Gucci-inspired style, creating a vibrant yet restful space made for indulgence and timeless elegance. This vintage atelier sparks creative energy, with dark walnut furniture featuring brass inlays and emerald silk walls embroidered lightly with floral motifs. A grand wooden drafting table surrounded by textured leather accessories encourages focus, while botanical gold leaf frames brighten the walls. The velvet rug patterned with Gucci's signature flora completes the room. An antique crystal chandelier softens the space with inviting light, blending vintage glamour and designer luxury seamlessly. It's a charming, inspiring place to dream and create in the spirit of timeless Gucci artistry. The lounge feels indulgently plush, with a ruby velvet sectional set against walls of emerald green silk embossed with Gucci flora. Bold leopard print rugs meet brass and glass coffee tables adorned with Gucci logo accents. Vintage velvet curtains frame large windows, softening the space, while an oversized gilded mirror reflects every sumptuous detail. Vintage sconces sparkle with Swarovski crystals, bathing the room in warm light. This dramatic lounge offers a plush space for rest and reflection wrapped in luxurious Gucci vintage charm that's both bold and elegant. On this Gucci vintage-inspired terrace, wrought iron furniture in black and antique gold is softened with plush cushions in forest green, marigold, and leopard print. Tiles painted with Gucci's famous botanical motifs brighten the walls, while overflowing terracotta planters add a wild touch with ivy and exotic blooms. Velvet throws and brass lanterns hang beneath a rustic wooden pergola, creating a cozy, stylish outdoor haven. The vibrant colors and rich textures bring Gucci's classic vintage energy to a lovely garden retreat that feels endlessly inviting. Leopard skin rugs lie soft beneath crystal chandeliers, illuminating oversized botanical paintings in bold Gucci tones. Velvet upholstered seats offer plush comfort, and the warm light from antique brass sconces highlights the intricate details throughout. This space invites you to slow down and savor lush vintage glamour balanced perfectly with Gucci's signature boldness and grace. The clawfoot tub painted with botanical motifs feels like a work of art beneath a gilded Victorian mirror lined in leopard leather. Brass and crystal sconces warmly light the rich forest green lacquered vanity. Plush velvet towels embroidered with tropical flowers add softness and opulence, transforming your daily rituals into indulgent Gucci-inspired experiences set in a bold, yet inviting vintage ambience. Velvet bench seating showcases vibrant vintage floral upholstery, while a lacquered circular table features cheetah print leather details that delight the eye. Walls dressed in rich botanical wallpaper add Italian vintage charm. Above, a crystal and brass chandelier sparkles gently. Gold-framed vintage botanical prints finish this intimate nook where Gucci heritage and timeless luxury combine for a warm, elevated, everyday moment you'll want to savor. Deep forest green silk wallpaper embroidered with Gucci's signature flowers and insects creates a lavish backdrop. A plush leopard print bench anchors the center beneath a sparkling vintage crystal chandelier. Gold-trimmed mirrors reflect vibrant Persian rugs patterned with tropical motifs, while brass garment racks hold rich velvet garments and Gucci silk scarves. This is flamboyant vintage extravagance, softened by elegant Gucci sophistication. Every detail offers a glamorous escape. Thanks so much for watching our journey inside this Gucci vintage-inspired luxury home. We explored stunning rooms flooded with lush colors, rich textures, and timeless design details that perfectly blend vintage charm with bold Gucci flair. If you enjoyed this tour and want more dazzling interiors that inspire and delight, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to Luxorium for your regular dose of elegant design, and share your thoughts in the comments. I love hearing from you. Until next time, keep dreaming big and living luxuriously.